wiped up what I could have, got most of the stuff off, and then
That's why I'm wondering why anybody even did that. I would have used that Tint Buster and sprayed that motherfucker.
No, if you would have done that, you would have dusted everyone around you. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Born to Tint Podcast. I'm Ricky. Glad to be here with my big brother, Josh.
How's it going, everyone? As you can see, we're in the van driving home from Tinter Battles. This is literally us doing a recap of Tinter Battles in the van as we're driving right now. Jordan is going pee, which you'll find out in the episode. And then we're going to stop in Barstow and eat, and then we'll be home in Vegas. But check it out. We give a pretty good recap on everything that happened in Tinter Battles. If we missed anything or anybody, I'm sorry. This is kind of really fresh in our head, and we wanted to get our initial reaction out. So hopefully you enjoy this. And
see you at WFCT.
Yeah, thanks for listening. And we're live.
We're live. Heading to the gas station.
They get the full experience.
For the final stops before the 4-hour drive back from Tinter Battles. We just finished up at Tinter Battles. So we just hit the road. And it was a very fun time. What was your favorite part?
Man, that's a loaded question. You're going to give me tell the entire experience. It was like honestly, last night when we found out that you, Diego, Armando made the finals, and the Tecklenburgs, seeing both of them in there.
And Tim.
Yeah, and Tim.
First competition.
Yeah, Metro. Yeah, just seeing like the group of people that was up there, I was actually really excited. It was cool that.
And the guy from Hawaii.
Yeah. But so I'm like, I skipped around a lot. I'm like, I already talked. Well, I guess you asked me what was my favorite part.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, so there was actually like a tin off on day one, where after everybody was done with flat glass, they came back and told us there's going to be a tin off between 3 people. It ended up being Diego, myself, and another installer that I do not remember his name. I'm sorry. We're like literally in the car driving home right now, so I haven't had a chance to really go back and look at anything, but I don't remember who that was. Either way, 2 of us made it into basically being tied for the 8th slot to be in the finals, and it was Diego, and that ended up getting that 8th slot, which made me so happy. He's been an awesome employee to have, and he's learned really quickly. Seeing him make the finals was really good. Everybody put out really good work in the first round. I think a lot of people were kind of thinking maybe even Ian's window would have made it.
I thought so.
Armando's first round window was probably the best window of the first round. And if you actually look at the order that they put the list out in, somebody pointed this out to me. Diego's the last name and Armando was the first name. And clearly by the way they graded it, it seemed like his window had the least marks and it had a big giant star. What else did it say? It said nice.
I think something like that.
Yeah, it was like by far the only one that had anything like that on it. So that was sick. Yeah, I mean, I could basically run down the whole show on my favorite parts, but yeah, seeing like our guys that we've trained and are busting ass for us every day make the finals was amazing. And then like I just kind of expect you to be there at this point. So, but very proud of you and what you did. So. The heat shrink battles, seeing you do that was badass. Made it all the way to the championship and kicked some ass with a heat gun.
Well, I took a page out of your book. I'm gonna use a heat gun. I'm gonna let them mess up.
Yeah,
because technically, I mean, to be real, I didn't actually technically finish before anyone at any point.
Yeah,
but
you were a heat gun.
Everyone was using torches trying to be faster, and I just like slow and steady and get precise. Like I should have repped out doing that Tesla during the day to get my tack pattern down because I got my by the time on my very last battle, I got the bottom down perfectly. I got it carted down to like a very minimal pocket and had that thing shrink very quick. It was the top I couldn't figure out a way how I wanted to set it for it to move quickly.
You think maybe you were just a little touch too low on your center line?
Turn right into the I might have been.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. Like the bottom went too easy, and it was like I kind of knew the top was going to be a struggle. But dude, you killed it. Especially using the float shrink with that chameleon film was a great idea. since it seemed like it shrunk similar to like a crystalline.
It was super thick and shrunk like a very strong IR film.
Yeah.
That's why that was what I took. At least what I was thinking.
Yeah. So now Jordan is getting out to pee.
Let's see if he leaves that part in.
Yeah, he gets to edit this stuff. Yeah.
So you gotta make it hard for him to edit by the fact that if there was something that just missing from the conversation, it's because he edited it.
Well, that was my favorite parts competition wise.
Closed. Bathroom's closed.
Yeah, man, that's a problem. We might have to just go find a bush.
That's fine. We're gonna probably be a little further.
And then my actually, I know what my favorite moment was. Yeah, I mean,
Start driving.
Pretty hard.
Start driving. We'll find somewhere further.
Pretty hard to top the very first night event, the dinner with Tint Wiz. That was pretty sick. Oh shit! Yeah, sorry, man. Hey, so it was very cool. They, it was meant to be like a small thing, so they kept it very strict to 20 heads no matter what. And the group of people that were up there, it was really cool. Yeah, well, I get why they had to do it. And it was really cool. It was really special to be a part of that group of people. Eric, the whole crew at Tint Wiz, Cadeau, everybody. I had one talk with. Oh my God, I'm so shitty. You're gonna have to edit this because there's no way this can be in there. What's her name? With Tint Wiz.
Tanya.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Okay. She blew my mind again, and they got a good video of it. In your canned proposals with WizPay, you can make it a fixed amount or a percentage. So you don't do it in the main settings, you do it in your canned proposals, and then you can have a percentage in flat glass and a set dollar amount.
I know, I was talking to the gentleman that runs the
So we got to turn that on immediately. That'll make people giving their deposits so much easier. So that, just the people, being part of a group of people like that I look up to and respect, and be invited to something like that was really special. So that was a huge highlight.
Yeah, no. It was definitely, Carlos always puts on a great event. It is exactly what I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Big, bright, loud, noisy. Having all the event space was really nice. Still feeling like I know we were talking to the Tint Lab.
Yes.
It's just everything with going to one of these things. It's every time I turn, I'm blessed by it. It's like getting to meet someone and then at least know, like, it's really cool seeing that, like, the content or stuff we're putting out is helping people, like, not helping, but like at least encouraging them, like, hey, just it's going to help. Like, keep putting content out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hoping anyone that came to this realized, like, that was, like, everyone won. Absolutely everybody won. Everybody won.
Yeah. No, that I had that happen several times too. Just like all the conversations. So that we're kind of talking highlights about the competition, but like really the conversations with multiple different people, meeting people that I've like seen their content for years and I've still never met, and then meeting them, like several different people like that. I had a really cool little conversation with Austin for a minute while the Flat Glass Finals was happening. That was pretty special. It was just a lot of really good people. It's cool to see the industry like moving in this direction. I would be shocked if the next Tinter Battles isn't bigger.
Oh yeah,
I'd be shocked.
I think everyone he's put on has gotten bigger and bigger. I'd assume that the next one's going to be the team belts going up again. So the real question is, like, do I decide retire or not?
Oh, not on team, motherfucker. Oh, sorry, bleep that. No, man, we're gonna keep that thing till somebody takes it from us. Come on.
I guess. Well, time, like I said, time will tell.
Yeah. Dude, you did so good with your when you won speech, and then you just kept going a little bit.
What?
The very end, man.
I don't remember.
If I'm gonna retire or
Oh
not.
no, that was perfect. We mean, you gotta put it out there. You gotta create the content, all right? What have we said? Content. Now, am I being serious or am I not being serious? We're not gonna know until the next one.
Oh my
And
God,
then
dude.
beyond that, if I do, because I wouldn't put those belts down until you want to, but singles events, dude, why not go out on top?
Whatever. Dude.
They say,
Be a little humble.
Be a little humble. I am being humble by stepping away. So,
Whatever. I'm proud of you, but you're not quitting on the team thing, dude. Let's keep running that one.
All right. We will keep that one going. But
We gotta.
it was fun. The little challenge that he put on us after cleaning all of our windows, which I knew was gonna be something else. At first, we thought that was honey in his hand, which, to be honest, probably would have been 10 times worse, just because how sticky it was. I mean, with the chalk, the only thing I regretted, which is like I watched the guy next to me too, Hernandez. Yeah, that was him right next to me. Like, saw him take his tint out of the box, pull the plastic off, and I was like, oh damn, I forgot to do that. Let me go do that real quick. So I pulled the plastic off, and I was like, you know what, I'll leave my boxes open. I wish I left my boxes shut because they had a nice sprinkling of dust over all the film. So I had to cut those 2 feet off. Like, I still left my windows pretty set up, and then the first thing that came to mind for me was like, do not spray this chalk. Like, soak microfibers, wipe it into a pile, get rid of that as much as possible, and then clear out the bottom. But it definitely did not change my game plan. I wanted to go after that residential window first. I wanted to let those edges sit. If I could get to them, to re-hit them again, so they could dry out. Yeah. Because I knew the pool rubbers, those were going to seal out instantly. From what it sounded like, which I obviously haven't watched yet, it sounded like everyone else went the exact opposite. Everyone did the big easy ones first, and then went to the residential. Is that what happened?
I think Brian was the only other one that did it the way you did it. Yeah. And speaking of which, third place and just one gasket thumb push in 2 spots, and he probably beats you.
Yeah. That shows you how close the second and third was too.
It shows you how good everybody at these things are, man. You gotta be on it, and you can't have one little mistake. One little mistake, and you're done.
Armando scared me because Armando put out just flat out this incredible ass window. And same thing with Diego, because Diego was riding the high of like doing that competitive, secretive round against you and the other dude. So it's like he got to get a rep in that too, so that helps. Like one person I was definitely afraid of the entire time was Brian. Yeah. And like I don't think people really else, which beyond just being Brian and Tim. Because those guys have been installing longer than I have. And I know with flat glass, repetition is one of the biggest factors. How long have you been doing it? And those guys are still hanging film to this day.
That's the big thing. That's the one thing that like has me like, man, I don't know how much longer I'll compete for, because you're going in at such a disadvantage not hanging film every day. It really is. You kind of get in a groove when you're hanging film every day, where you just get more efficient and kind of shake the rust off. And it's like I definitely feel like I need to just figure out how to make time before WFCT to get some reps in at the shop. I got the least practice in out of everybody, and I definitely felt it.
Well, you still almost made the finals, though. You were top. Yeah. I mean, beyond us having 3 people in the top 8, technically you were in the top 10. So we had 4 people in the top 10.
Yeah, that's true. But I the stupid little mistakes that I made that are just killing me, because I know exactly what I did when I did it. And I saw them as I was finishing the window, and then I like looked at my window, and it's like it's perfect, but the 2 little mistakes that I didn't even think that I'd make it to the point of even having a chance to be in the top 8. But I'm just really picky. So I don't know.
No, your window was extremely clean, but that one area.
Yeah, and
that
the one chunk in the middle. The one in the middle was egregious in my mind. So yeah, it's like it wouldn't have been left on a customer's house, man.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
So,
I
got lucky on my bronze window when I was laying in that final squeegee. My pass down the middle, there was a huge chunk in the middle of my window, and as soon as I saw it, it was big enough for me to be like, I can't leave that. So I pulled it up because I couldn't see what it was because of the inside being tinted and the reflection.
Yeah.
I pulled it up, put my finger on it, big ass piece of dry glue in the middle of my window. Thankfully, it did not stick to the tint. I didn't sit there and bury it into the glue. So when I pulled off, it was purely on the glass. I was able to take my OF out, scrape the glue, and then take the
This happened in the finals?
Yeah, take my tint buster, and then clear out everything below. Which actually, I want to take the time real quick. The one thing I forgot to do in my thank you speech, which every time I miss something and I feel bad, was thank my sponsors. Solar Guard, thank you so much. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. Tint Wiz, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys supporting me in every way possible. Yes. Important Sauce, Tint Buster, all you guys. Without your tools and your innovation, we wouldn't be able to keep pushing the boundaries of what we're able to do and keep growing. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. One thing I gotta point out, man, every single person in Flat Glass Finals used Important Sauce. Every single person in the finals used it. That shit is amazing.
As you see, if you're watching the video, you're probably having a good chuckle.
Yeah, yeah.
We're trying to get the lighting situation all lined up for the people that aren't watching.
Yeah,
that loud thump is a light that keeps falling down. So,
yeah, this might be a good time to plug our YouTube. If you want to watch the video version of the podcast, go to YouTube, subscribe. I know a lot of people are probably listening on Spotify, but YouTube, you can get the video, and this one will be pretty funny.
Yes. No, Important Sauce, but that was, I mean, the reason why I wanted to do the residential first, because that was the two, I already had a rep on those two because of the team battle. So, thankfully, it seemed like I got at least knew enough plastic trim around my window to where it wasn't all cut up, to where it was like I knew that, like, all right, I'm not factoring on that top window. It's that real thin plastic. I didn't factor anything on that. I softened every single edge, I put my pattern on, set it up.
That's how Diego did his.
Smart man. No, that's where that makes me happy.
Yeah, dude. As you were just saying that, because I didn't see you do it.
That makes me happy. He knows better. I love it.
He did his that way. Yeah, he did it exactly that way. He was cranking, bro. Honestly, I didn't see much of your finals because I went over to that corner where I could kind of see you. I could kind of see Brian, and Diego was right in front of me, and he was jamming, dude. He was the first person to have a window done on the bronze side, and he looked good, dude. Yeah, he killed it. And then Armando was right there next to him, and Armando brought it down to the wire, dude. He finished.
I heard that. I heard he
barely
his residential window.
His very last residential window, he finished it kind of like I did in the 3-person heat to make the finals, where they only gave us 5 minutes to do one of those, and I really didn't finish it. They needed one more good squeegee pass.
Yeah.
I think he got his to that point basically. He said there's probably a lot of extra water in it. I didn't get to squeegee it again.
Yeah.
But it was on. So, but yeah, dude, everybody killed it.
And then competing, I got to compete with Delon and PPF. That was a blast.
I thought you guys were gonna win that, dude.
It was tight. In fact, if I would have remembered, the one thing I should have knocked out probably instantly and known better was the toe hook.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't cut it out. So it was protected. So by definition of paint protection film, that paint was protected. But if you had to get your toe hook out, that was you weren't getting into that because I sealed it in there. So I knew that was going to be egregious and kind of a big hit. Didn't see that many marks on the rest of it, so.
That probably was a big deduction.
Oh, you know me. I went and talked to a little conversation with the judge. It's like, hey, just is the toe hook not being cut out? Is that a knockout? How bad am I going to feel? Is that a straight kick into my legs? And he's like, it's going to be a sting. it's not gonna knock you out. I'm like, okay, fair enough. And we did what we could. Delon did amazing. If we probably obviously come down to repetition, like we did practice that was the one curveball we did get in the auto. Was the vehicle still was a Model 3, but it went from the newer ones to the older version. That bumper is a little harder than the newer one, but I was very happy with the result when it did come down to it. We were able to finish, got everything done. And I enjoyed getting that off my chest to begin the day to kind of get the jitters out. And then fourth my class. So got to compete with him. That was fun. Got to compete against multiple champions, which that was probably actually, if I had to say my favorite thing about the competition this year, or about this competition, singles, was I got to pick my opponent. So me and Ferdinand squared up in auto, and then we squared up in flat. So I got to go against a champion there. And then by luck of draw with heat shrink, of course, the first battle I get is Sean G, which, cool. I get the champion. And was able to get past him. And then had to go against him again. And was able to get past him again. So, like, after beating Sean twice, like, to be honest, if I got knocked out right after that, wouldn't have cared. Like, wouldn't have cared.
That film was not forgiving to those torches.
No. Man. 100% can be done, obviously, because it was.
Then it's got to practice with that film.
Practice, and I think you had to move even faster. You had to get so much heat on it, but as soon as it did start shrinking, you had to get it the hell off of it. Because it really, all of a sudden, it went from 0 to 100 when it was pinching or burning, like that.
Just like crystalline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That was probably the biggest thing I had to leg up on, was the fact that how much crystalline I have shrank. And it being a much harder shrink. So.
The bottom pocket shrink was looking so good. It was like if you could just replicate that on the top.
That's why I went for my very last one.
Yeah, no, you just needed to leave a little bit more meat on the bone. You went a little too short when you cut it off. I would have left like another inch. Because I feel like if you had a little bit more length on that, you could have probably sealed that top edge and floated the whole pocket.
I really wanted to get to the third, at least grab one of them. But, dude, he was crushing it with that torch. So that's one thing I keep trying to say, or I keep saying I need to do, which, like, even with, like, taking second, I was able to get Seaver. Gave me a whole care package, which is the torch heads. So now I have a bunch of different torch heads and a bunch of different attachments I can play with now and get ready for the next Tinter Battles. Because, like, definitely going to be going after the heat treat. Like,
I want to see you play with a torch, dude. You need to practice with a torch.
Well, I got all the attachments now. Yeah. I was going to order those attachments before we came out here, and I was like, nah. And I saw Marco had the new Steinel, and I was like, all right, I'll just use that. I text Marco while we were coming out here. I saw him post a story with it, and I was like, any chance I could like use that a little bit? So I had a brand new heat gun every single time. And then Poppy let me borrow his, because like as soon as it got to the point where the guys were using the torch, I was like, I need more surface area. I need to be able to cover more, or otherwise I'm going to get nowhere near finishing these guys. But
the double heat gun against the torch videos should kill on social. I cannot wait to see those.
So that's why Marco was telling Carlos that the heat shrink was going crazy and supposedly flat glass was going crazy.
When we stop to eat in Barstow, I want to look at that. Yeah, we're really doing this while we're driving home, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
This is actually like a genius, I think, road trip hack, because the little bit we did on the way here made that time fly. Because normally time flies when you're doing this. Yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah.
What dude?
Just keep your eyes on the road.
Tint Lab.
My eyes are on the road. Dude,
Tint
I
Lab.
looked over once.
Running into Tint Lab like members that were there competing.
Seeing Evan compete.
Yeah. I got to spend some time with him.
Nathan compete.
Yeah. Nathan. Cody.
Yeah.
Been to Tint Lab, and he was in the finals. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty sick. I mean, and Brian technically is a Tint Lab member.
He is.
So yeah, shit. That
He is our personal network.
Yeah.
He was grandfathered in. It's
So-
not just because he's an old man. He's grandfathered in.
So 5 of 8 people in the finals are like Tint Lab.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Well, I think that was probably the one thing that kind of took the nerves. Like it's always nerve-wracking going into competition, but like going into it and seeing how many people we had representing in the finals, I was like, I mean, none of us can win right now, and all I want is this photo. Like that, that was awesome. That was a win by itself. Having that many people go, having two of our guys that we've trained make it to the finals and show up like they did. That was extremely rewarding. Like I said, at that point, I could have cared less what happened the rest of the day.
Here's the coolest thing, dude. Armando now has someone he trained that made the finals. Like, so someone we trained helped train like that's so sick, though. And I'm pretty sure he had the best window in the first round, so that's even sicker. Yeah.
Even though Diego's what, 3 years, 4 years?
I think 3, right? Has it been 4? Dude, I'm getting old. It could be close to 4.
Yeah, he's coming up on it, but it's still for him to get himself to the level he's at.
Yeah, he's a hustler though, man. Like he just was doing a bunch of extra work on the weekend just last week, right?
Well, before that, I mean, the last week before that, he worked Friday, Saturday, and then I think he just went out actually Saturday, which turned into Sunday morning, and just knocked out the rest of the job instead of like, he's like, nah, I'm just gonna go get it done. Went and knocked out like 40 paints in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Like,
but that putting those extra reps in day and day out at that kind of pace, you have no choice but to get more efficient and fluid and faster. And then it's just second nature, man. That's why I feel like 2022, I did really well at WFCT. I was installing a lot at that point. And I'd been back into it aggressively every day for a while at that point. And I definitely felt a lot sharper. Like the little mistakes I'm making right now, I feel like is just rust.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna definitely take a lot more swings before WFCT at the setup at the shop.
What we gotta do is we gotta cut some wood or cut some metal bars down and double side tape them to our window.
Yeah.
I don't know. They
might change.
They might change it, but at least practice that style.
Yeah.
3 windows, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Do that a couple times. And
I think
knock the rest
I
off.
think we try to mimic what the setup was this last year, because there's a percentage chance they just leave it. And if they don't, then whatever, it'll still be something similar, just in a different shape.
Do you still have the measurements written down?
I had that tri-edge for the longest time. Somebody probably has it at the shop if I don't. Or what is that? No, it's not a tri-edge. What is it? It's the
side piece. No,
no, the yellow one from Fusion.
Yeah, it's the opposite of the side piece.
Whatever. That's actually one of my favorite cards, though. I wrote down all the measurements after Ricky went so I could pre-cut my patterns at WFCT as soon as they gave us time to cut, so I could just use a ruler or a tape measure and a marker on the liner side and mark it. Well, I wrote it as the layout of how Ricky's window was, and I wasn't paying attention at all that I needed to do a mirror image because it was a weird shape. So I cut all my patterns all backwards with the pre-done measurements, and it kicked me in the ass. But I kept that card forever and would work with it every day.
That's what happened to me in the auto. Is I had my template. My game plan was I pre-cut a template to be able to shrink my film on the glass, and then cut the bottom, cut the front, and shave the sides. I do think when it went to a thicker piece of glass, I should have pivoted away from that. And maybe still cut my template and shrink, but then shave on the outside and then adjust on the inside and micro gap.
Are you talking about the door?
On the door. Yeah, the only reason why I say that too is on the newer Model 3s, it has that thin piece of glass. And that thin piece of glass is easy to put like a shape to because it's so thin. It doesn't have a big roll to it. So you can shave right to it. The bigger piece of glass has that roll, so if your angle's not right, it seems like it's shaved, but it still has extra on there. And Roberto was going by every single one of those doors with a blade and putting it on there. And if anything came off, you weren't DQ'd because like they would check it see if it would stay. Okay, it stays. All right, now does tint get removed off of it? Because if there is a little extra on there, it can catch and peel up if the window keeps going up and down. She did. I watched her do it to every single window. I was like, ah. So
the judges, man, they got such a good group of judges at these things. The group of judges were amazing. Dude, so many good people in conversations. Delon did really well in the first round of auto.
Yeah.
I just think the competition level is so high. The things that are making a difference are just
it's a point.
Such at the margins.
It's like
right
a point,
now.
point and a half.
Yeah,
is what's deciding a lot of these things. It's a point, point and a half. Like it's that tight.
Yeah.
Like my window, besides my two edges, didn't really have much marked on it. I think I had like two other marks in my window, so I put out a really good window. It's just that film being shaved off the side, not being able to actually complete my shave. That was the risk I knew I was taking, but I was going against Fernando, so it's like have to do it.
Yeah,
have to.
Well, and it's kind of like the same thing I was just saying about flat glass. These guys that are hand cutting day in and day out, or shaving day in and day out, getting the reps in every day, they're always gonna be the ones on top in auto, dude. Because auto is such a bigger pool too. Think about it. Like there's a lot more auto tinners.
Yeah, I mean, there was one extra round of auto tinners, so there was 96 auto tinners and I believe 80 flat glass.
Yeah. So I just mean in general, like the pool of people out there, like the possibility for talent. It's like a 5A school and a 3A school. Like there's a lot of auto tinners, and especially out here in California. California showed up. It seemed like a lot of people turned up to this thing.
Dude, they sold. Last time I heard, over 750 tickets.
Yeah, and then California podiumed on a lot of shit too.
California is not for sale for auto. We established that. They took the heat shrink and they took the auto singles, but flat glass, it was for sale and the purchase went through.
So right after
Hawaii, Texas.
Yeah.
Yep. In Nevada won the bidding.
Yeah, but oh my god, dude, I'm so bad with names. God damn it, I'm sorry again. Important sauce.
Richard.
Yeah, Richard was right there at the end, and he was like, "Oh my god, I think everybody that won's California," and he's like, "Even Flat Glass was born in California because you made your post." And I was like, "Well, technically, he spent his whole life in Nevada." He's like, "Yeah, but he mentioned your post," and I'm like, "Yeah."
Touche.
I was like, "Well, he did say that."
Touche, Richard. Touche. That's too funny. He's not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if you go back and look at the history of the window film industry, window film really did blow up out here first.
Yeah.
And it's a big state. I mean, it's like, what, the 7th largest economy in the world? This place is packed, man. I enjoy the weather every time I come out here, but the traffic and how crowded everything is, man. I know there's areas that aren't like that, but man, it is packed.
There's a lot of people.
It is packed. I definitely, every time I come here, I appreciate Vegas traffic.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to bring more of y'all out. Well, yeah, actually, it's kind of good when we get more people moving into town. Yeah, it makes me appreciate Vegas traffic coming out here.
Yes. Don't disagree with that.
How far are we actually?
From what?
To Barstow.
I have no idea.
Oh man, I'm so hungry.
We have right now we have 3 hours and 17 minutes left. What the GPS says, 239 miles out.
All right.
Got about almost an hour of it done so far. 3 more.
What else happened, man? There was a lot of really cool stuff. Just hanging out with Marcus and Joe.
Seeing all the Tint family is always fun, and it's like cool too in the fact that this is a very busy month. But it's like usually it's like, all right, I'll see you a couple months from now. But a lot of the people, it's like, all right, I'll see you in 2 weeks because WFCT is right around the corner. So that's where we got to hit the ground running. We submitted our design, and it's all ready to go. And now it's the logistics of getting it pulled off and printed. You got 7 days to do it. So pretty confident we're going to be able to pull it off.
I think the artwork is going to turn out to be fire. If we can pull off the execution of the way that I think we can layer it with different films, I think it's going to look really cool once it's actually put together based off the images that we have. Yeah, and even how we came up with it, we put a lot more into it this time, and AI has got.
So what he's saying is AI got a lot better within a year.
We got better at using it too, though, because how we transcribed our conversations about it and gave it that as context, and like those extra little things we did, it gave us something exactly what we were envisioning pretty quickly. And yeah, I think it's going to be sick. So if this comes out, it should come out before that, is it? Yeah? Okay, cool. So if you're going to be at WFCT, definitely check out the decorative piece we're going to do, because it should be pretty cool. And everybody's typically is phenomenal. So I'm excited to see what the other people do with the theme. Got to talk to Sarah about it a little bit, because we turned in our submission and she loved the idea.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited about that for sure.
I think we'll be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
And I look forward to doing an auto competition, though, WFCT style, though. Like either a door or 2 doors, doing it in 20 minutes, and it's like a typical regular door on like either be most likely like an Altima, maybe a Honda or a Toyota. So I look forward to getting to that. Like I love Tinter Battles for how loud and how much energy and all that. But I also enjoy WFCT for the exact opposite effect, where it's like you can't talk to no one can talk to you. Like there is silence. Can't wear headphones. Can't do nothing. It's just you got to go out there, put your skills out there, and see what happens. So I look forward to that too.
Yeah, it's a different vibe for sure. It does always feel more intense. Especially because there's so much money on the line. That probably adds some to it also. But yeah, it's crazy how the environment that a competition's in totally changes the entire thing. I think what Carlos is doing with Tinter Battles is more like Banana Ball. Or Savannah Banana. Yeah, Banana Ball.
Yeah.
And I love it. But I still like watching baseball. And I think WFCT is more like baseball.
Yeah. You got your traditional.
Yeah.
And then you have the fun stuff where it's like the rules are out there, but they're not. Like it's talked about, and
killers show up. Like very high level installers always show up.
Yeah, and it's like Carlos did host a live podcast where he said anyone who has questions about what the rules are going over, ask the questions. Some people did, but a lot of people didn't. So it's like he gave you the opportunity to do so. It's just people didn't action it. So I mean, I asked a bunch of questions. Like I knew the template thing was something where it's like it's not in the rules. I can't bring a template to mold my window off of. And then even with like flat glass too, like you're very open to be creative in what you do. Like there's certain things you can't step past, but like I did like the fact that it's like, no, pull the rubbers in stock. That's how we would install those windows anyway.
Yes, thank you. I've been waiting for that to be in the competition for so long.
It was actually a little curveball that we got thrown that I didn't know, that no one knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden, no, rubbers are going to stay in. What you do with them is up to you. And like some people still installed the window without taking them out because they weren't used to taking them out.
Marcus didn't pull.
Really?
Yeah. Marcus didn't pull.
Why?
Because he said he I don't know. Because normally, I don't know. I think a lot of stuff he's been doing, they pull it, but then it's getting dowed. I honestly, I don't know why. We gotta ask him. He kind of explained it to me, but I didn't understand. He just said he didn't feel comfortable doing it. So.
I understand.
Huh? Oh, should I call him right now?
Live call in.
I don't think this would be the best audio setup for that. But we gotta ask him. I was shocked on that one. But I think everybody that did make it to the finals pulled him. There's a difference, man. Like if you have the ability to do that with those frames, I can guarantee 99 times out of 100, the person that does that and does it properly is going to have a cleaner window. Yeah. I don't care how good the person is putting it on, leaving the gaskets in. It's so much extra. I mean, it doesn't mean, I don't know. I would never do it in the real world. So the fact that was a huge, like, last minute curveball that all of a sudden was like, oh, that's awesome. That's our guys. But what's cool though is, like, it wasn't just our guys that did it. Like, there was a lot of people in there pulling gaskets that I don't know if it was an option to do that 5-6 years ago. That many people would have chosen to do it.
No, probably not.
I mean, think it was talked about as much. So it was cool to see how many people pulled them.
We were technically even late adapters to that too, when it was starting to come onto the scene.
Yeah,
but that definitely should be. If you can, you should, because it makes a big difference. Like that's why I did my residential first in the finals. Was I knew without rubbers, I'm going to be able to seal that edge down and paper towel it super easy. So it's like if I have to rush through anything, I'm going to rush through the windows. I know I don't have a rubber or a tight seal right up against it. So it's like knock the residential out. All right, my rubbers are already out of those windows. I'd already had cleaned them to a point where all I had to do is re-squeegee and go. So I just re-squeegee, dropped and went. And it's like I knew I could rush my rubbers back in, which it's like I cut it down to the wire. I wish I would have had like 60 seconds more, so I could have made my bottom, both of my residential windows look that much better. I had some edges I could have got down, and then I probably would have noticed the one rubber that I did have bumped out on my silver window.
Where it just wasn't fully pushed in.
It was
like the same thing as Brian.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had it. I had it once. He had it 3 times.
So while you were doing that last mad dash of finishing those last 2 in like a couple minutes, I was walking past Marcus, and you were on the second one about halfway through squeegeeing it, and he looks at me and he's like, that motherfucker really is fast. Holy shit. Because you had to knock those 2 out fast. You were moving.
I think when I started tinting, I think I was about 16 minutes. And like in my mind, it's like I wanted to get those 2 done in like 5 minutes apiece if I could. Because then that would give me a little bit more time. But as I did the first one, I was like, all right, I'm already up here. Because rubber was already sitting in my ladder, I was like, let me just wipe my rubber, put it up. And I got my sides in. I was like, all right, I'm just going to put the sides in so I don't have to worry about this one at all. So I took a little extra time to get that done. And then it's like, all right, I know I can get through that other one really fast. So it's like I went over there. It's like I changed the plan a little bit. But yeah, that was one of those things where I knew with 17, 18 minutes, so about 8-9 minutes a window, I could pull it off those 2 windows, get the rubbers back in and be just fine. I used a lot of the time on the residential. And the prepping too. I wanted to wipe all that stuff up before I ever got anywhere near installing. Did anyone just prep one and start installing and leave the chalk on the other windows? Yes.
Diego.
Got to get that off all the windows first.
Yeah.
At least I think.
I mean, I don't think it would have mattered that much.
It didn't.
I think the time running around that thing, I think probably the fastest, most efficient thing to do is set up on one window and fucking handle it. And then go to the next one. Because having to go back to it, like, especially those big ones, nothing's going to pop when you put those gaskets back in.
But the microfibers that I used to wipe up the chalk went in the trash.
Yeah. Well,
I wiped up what I could. I got most of the stuff off, and then
that's why I'm wondering why everybody even did that. I would have fucking used that tint buster and sprayed that motherfucker.
It wouldn't. No, there was like what was sitting on the window. It wasn't just like the poof. Like it was like thick. If you would have done that, you would have dusted everyone around you. It would have just went.
I mean,
which
got a lot of water in that bag, bro. Like, I don't know. If you needed the microfibers for final wipe downs and shit, like you had paper towels though too.
And I had plenty.
Oh, I thought you were saying you ran out of.
No, I didn't run out, but like I just soaked them, and I used the water like the heavy microfiber to soak the water, and that's what I used to get the initial wipe on. And I was able to kind of scoop it all up into one little pile on the bottom, scoop it together with both ends, and then just chuck it. I was just like, and I'm not even worried about cleaning it. It's just a microfiber that's just going to take one for the cause. And, oh well. But, like, as soon as I started squeegeeing the stainless steel, those 2 windows, I was like, I don't see anything in these windows. Like, I was like, all right, this is going good. And then the silver one, that one was real clean. And then I started doing the bronze before I got to that chunk. Like I can usually tell if my window's going to be clean off the initial tack across the top.
The thing I noticed walking around the last couple of heats, the 2 heats I was able to kind of walk around while I wasn't in one or wasn't watching one of you guys. I like walk around and look at everybody's windows. This is like such an art, and so many people are like kind of self-taught and internet, like YouTube taught. It's interesting to see all the things to me that just look like weird ways people are installing, and just it's crazy to see like all the different ways people are doing things. I don't know. To me, it seems like people just need to systematize what they're doing a little bit better. I don't know. Just because certain things that just don't make any sense in my mind, but I don't know if it's just because I've been around it for so long and figured it out already. But there's just, I don't know, there was a lot of weird install practices happening. Did you see anything that stood out?
I mean, I watched some. I didn't pick anything up, but I mean, that is when I became a better installer, is when I started realizing to start cutting things out and cutting out the extra steps of things and realizing that's like, all right, why am I even doing this right now when I'm going to do it 4 steps later again? Like, I'm just not going to do this right now. So it's, I don't know. I obviously there's a million ways to do it in my mind. I think where like certain squeegees I use, like that 1-inch power blade, I'm sorry, like for a competition setting, that is usually one of the best squeegees to use. It gets out so much water with my initial pass that I hardly ever have to worry about hitting my windows again. And it's just able to get that much force into it.
That was something Austin was pointing out. One of Austin's guys actually watching Diego push out his window was like, man, he's pushing like how you want us to push. And Austin was like, yeah.
Yeah.
we had like a whole conversation about that, about like how important it is for your squeegee pattern and to be pushing hard.
Yeah,
and if you do it methodically, you can do it in one pass, but we still a lot of times will still do a second pass on a job. But like when you start out, you should at least be doing 2. And I was like, my dad was like 2 to 3.
That's success.
Yeah, that's those extra steps that you can eventually take out once you realize how important it is, and you're really methodical with your squeegee pattern.
So if anything, I could tip my cap to Dad for doing that because he annoyed me so much with saying it. I made sure my first pass was always extremely strong and very precise. So it's like, you squeegee it twice? Nope. Go look at my window and try to find something. If you find something, I'll do it.
Well, it seems to be a universal truth that new installers, it's always the number one thing you get callbacks for or you get an issue for is leaving extra moisture.
Yes.
And it's been that way forever. So, yeah, I think that was like a really cool little conversation while the competition was happening. That was like, yeah, like this guy's another high-level dealer that's teaching other people, and the thing that he gets after his guys for is exactly the same thing that we get out because it matters.
Yeah, 100%.
And you could really see it in the competition. Some of those people's windows were just still full of a ton of water.
That was where it's very, like, it makes me happy hearing that, like, Diego was doing that because, like, that was the one thing, like, the advice I was giving to them, and even, like, Cody and to Brian, too, like, the night before, and even before the first prelims, was the biggest things we're going to get judged on is obviously contamination, which we're all going to have some specs, but it was like water. Make sure that you are squeegeeing your window so hard. Do not leave water in the window because that is one thing that they're going to put a hard card to your window. They're going to press hard, and if they pull anything up, you're going to 100% get marked for it. And like that was one thing that we worked on. Hold up. Wait a minute.
No way. Oh my God.
We pulled it off.
Oh my God. Okay. Go to YouTube, guys. Subscribe. We made our exit.
Woo! All of a sudden I noticed I had 900 feet. Hold it off. But no, hearing that like Diego and all of them, like they took all that advice to heart and like them getting after it. Because like even when we were practicing in the shop, it was one of the things like they were doing their practice reps and they had me look at it and I was like, all right, it looks good. But I was like, water. Like, and I could see it without putting anything, like, what do you mean? And I put a hard card to it. I'm like, That's what I mean. I was like, dude, Sal is going to press on your windows, and if he can pull water up anywhere, he's going to deduct you. You need to make sure your passes are strong and powerful, because if we're putting back the rubbers, which we thought we weren't, it's like you're going to be staring at the cuts. They're going to judge you on your cuts and water extraction. Like, those are going to be two very big things that you should win those points. Those are points you can't give up, because they're the easiest ones to get. So seeing them do that, especially Armando, like in the first round too.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely crushed it. Like, love seeing them do that. Absolutely. I mean, Ian's window was great. Yeah, I didn't see Saul's. How did Saul?
He didn't sound very happy about it.
I don't think he got it for the last seal.
Yeah.
Ray wasn't feeling too hot.
Yeah. Hopefully he's feeling better.
Do you want me to get off here, Jordan?
What? Is there an in and out right here?
Go up, pass. Huh?
No, he said keep going.
Okay.
He's got a strong bladder.
But yeah, no, seeing all the guys perform the way they did, and then they've now competed a couple times. It's definitely got the hooks in them. Competition, thrill, pushing themselves, seeing the other installers push themselves, and like in that environment. So
all the guys cheering and stuff.
Yeah.
Cole was a blast.
yeah.
I think we got some good content coming out of Cole.
I talked to Don, talked to Frankie, and he's like, guys, you guys were talking. I was like, hey, you applied that pressure to yourself. All right? That wasn't uncalled for. That was applied by you. You did that. But it was fun even talking to him after the fact too. And telling him like, man, because he asked me what should I have done different? I was like, well, first off, from what I did see is one, your pattern should have been like 8 inches smaller, maybe even more. It was a little big. But I was able to give him a bunch of advice and let him know, like, hey, dude, this is your first competition. You're 17 years old. Keep working. Keep getting the reps in. Next time will be better. Like, you're not out of high school yet.
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you're doing, and you will get better.
So that was something I saw a lot of people make the mistake of. For some reason, a bunch of people had patterns that were way wider than they needed to be. Another reason why I think the film handler is vastly underutilized. Yes, you can do it out of a box or any of these other devices.
We probably could have brought one.
But we definitely 100% should have had one in our freaking booth with Tint Wiz. Because we could show people how to use it, and we could have even used it.
Ready and go, and you just run out of the arena real quick with a rope. Where's he going? It's kind of perfect.
I mean, they didn't mention not being able to use them, did they?
No, they didn't.
So you could have brought that fucker in on a ladder right when you're getting ready to compete. Like,
it would have been more dramatic running out, though. Like, where's he going?
Bring it in to begin with as a tool.
Yeah, but that would have been entertaining. It would have been entertaining. Carlos puts.
Yeah, I mean, if they didn't say you couldn't do it, we should have definitely had one there. We could have showed people how to use it. But the reason I'm bringing it up is those patterns being way too wide. Like, first off, that's money. Like, when you go through enough film, like, yeah, it seems silly. It's only, a couple inches or whatever. But if you do that several cuts out of a box, that's a couple extra windows per box. When you're buying, you start getting to the point that you're buying hundreds of boxes a year. That's a lot of film. So
it ends up being thousands of dollars.
And you end up probably with not as high quality of work, because when you have all that extra film, you're just creating extra opportunity for disaster with debris and contamination and not being able to handle the film. When you can cut it with a film handler and cut it to where it's 2 inches wide and always that same perfect amount, you're not wasting film. It's dropping in between the frames of the window you're dropping it on. There's just all the extra benefits that are going to make the install go faster, cleaner, not possibly have to redo a window, which then you're wasting more film. I saw that on a bunch of people. And I know we were pulling it out of the box, but there were people that were like intentionally, pulling out at like 48 inches just to make sure. And it's like, I think I pulled the 41. And I knew that was plenty of extra. What was it, 39 and a half? Or
something like that.
Or no, 38 and a half. I think I pulled out, because I knew out of the box, to that number, you still have extra film from the top of the box to the ground. So I'm already an inch long. I'm probably going to add another 2 from just the box to the ground length. Like, I got plenty. And it's not going to be massively big. But yeah, I think that's just experience. But like, just another reason I think to highlight why using a film handler makes so much more sense.
Oh, absolutely. But with that, with not having the rubbers in, and you want to have enough tint for it to grab the frame so it can keep the film in one spot and have a nice straight cut, you need at least about 1.5 inches.
So yeah, that's why the film handler would have been completely cheating on this one, because I would have cut my width exact.
Oh yeah.
And only cut the bottom edge and smoked everybody.
Definitely would have made a difference.
Yeah, because that's how we're going to do that window in the wild. So that's the other reason why the film handler is so sick. You get good at using it, which is not difficult. Any full gasket commercial windows like that, we're cutting the bottom edge only. They can pull those gaskets, clean that window really fast, install the window, just make sure it's centered, and tack it, go, cut your bottom edge, put the gaskets back in, you're done. And it's always going to be pretty much spotless. So yeah, that would have been like the ultimate cheat code.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
People would have definitely complained though if you're the only one that has one. Yeah, that just make them add it to the rules.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see what happens when we try to do that. It's on the East Coast.
Well, that was like that. That was the one thing about like even with like the auto singles, like you were told you didn't get any extra points for shaving in the first round. It's like pretty much just your own risk if you're just trying to make your window look really good. But like in the finals, one thing we didn't see, which was allowed, which I really can't say if it did happen or not. I don't think did anyone file instead of using a blade. Because I know of. You could have used a file and filed it, or you could have used the belt sander.
Why?
Because in the finals you can use a shaped you can use get a shaped edge for extra points. So,
but they didn't say you couldn't use any of those things.
They use what you use to finish your job at the shop.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. We would have saw it again in Fernand if he would have gotten to the finals. I'm fairly certain he would have whipped that bad boy out.
Was he not? Oh, he wasn't in the finals. That was the crazy thing. Seeing a bunch of new faces up there. A lot of killer veterans that make the finals almost always that didn't. Like, I'm not gonna call myself a killer, but there was a bunch of people that normally are like a threat to win the whole thing that didn't make the finals. Which that's another reason for anybody out there that hasn't competed to realize, come out and compete, man. Like, anybody can win this. If you really have some skill, you've been installing for a while, go to a competition. Come to WFCT, go to Tinter Battles. They're doing Miami, and did he say when?
No, he didn't say when.
Okay. So I'm guessing early next year.
Yeah, 6 months.
Yeah,
most likely.
So that's one that I think is going to be a have to. I think that's going to be huge.
That would be a fun one.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing, just like California tenders.
There's a lot of Florida
tenders.
tenders.
There's a lot of Florida tenders.
Yeah.
And it being in Miami, there is going to be a lot.
Yeah, so I could see some really good promos and marketing for that. See if Florida can show up the way California showed up.
Well, see if I can talk, and here's another thing. Now let's see if I can talk Chris Brooks, old man Chris, to competing in Tinter Battles. Because he hasn't done it. And if it's teams, he can do it with his son.
Yeah.
Saying, Chris, let's come out. You're tired in WFCT, in Film Fest. You said that was like your last hoorah. Let's do one more. Miami. It's real close to you. I think it'd be fun.
Miami would be pretty fun. Especially if it's teams. That would be good.
Lots of fun. Which I ended up talking to Carlos and asked him. I was like, hey, so say I put the OFA down, and I judge for a year or two. Do I automatically get my bid into the finals since I was never beaten? And his response, or his ruling, should I say, is if I were to retire, that's stepping down and vacating the championship. So I lose my automatic bid. So there probably is a good chance, like until I don't win, like why not keep competing? Because I don't have to compete in the prelims. Like I just get to go straight into tinting in the finals.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So like me and you, we don't have to.
Oh, we're automatically in the finals.
Yeah, champions get to defend no matter what.
All right, we should practice more than 3 times this time.
Well, we just need to. When the competition is happening in the prelims, that is when we need to be practicing.
No, I mean like even before we show up to it.
We'll be good.
What was I had a point about Miami that I got sidetracked when you started talking. Oh, damn, it's too late now. Well, go. Anybody listening still at this point that wants to clip him calling out Chris and somehow get it to Carlos? let's get this going now.
What?
Start putting the pressure on Chris
Chris for what?
to compete in Miami.
Oh, Brooks, yes. Old man Chris,
Yeah.
yes. Absolutely. Oh, sorry. We're going to see him too.
That was a minute ago, but I got sidetracked. I wanted to say it then and I forgot.
Well, we're going to see Chris in 2 weeks anyway. We can bust him up then and see if we can get an answer from him.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What else happened? The bug back window shrinking was cool with Johnson.
Yeah. That was the cheat code to qualify for the heat shrink battles. Honestly, in my eyes, it was at least. Because I could have sat there on the Tesla, and I think 50 seconds was about the qualifying time. It ended up being for the Tesla qualifier. And the last one I did was 59 seconds. I definitely think I could have got it faster. But like all of a sudden when I found out, like, oh yeah, you can qualify for the heat shrink battles on the bug. It's the top 4 times, and the fastest time is going to get a box of film. And I was like, oh, so what's the fastest time so far? Like 13 minutes. I was like, all right, let me go. And it was like, I went, and it's like, that was the last qualifying shrink 2 for the battles. And it's like, I was like, all right, all I was going to do is beat 13 minutes. Just don't burn this film. I think I got it done like about 6 minutes on the first try. So it was definitely a nice little, in my eyes, cheat code to get into the heat shrink battles.
What did you get it down to today? Because you did it again today. Did you get down to 4 something?
444.
444. Homeboy from Avalos did it again and got like 230 something.
The biggest thing for that window, and that was the one thing that me and
what's his name?
Not his name, but I think Johnson. I can't remember. I'm sorry, I forgot your name, man.
No, the Avalos guy. He's a killer, man.
Well, no, he is, but he kept repping it out. The one thing on that bug back window, you have to sit there and mess with their film a little bit. You find out where you want to break it in the middle, and you can get that film down. That's where it's like the day that I did the 233, the 238, whatever the time was, like what people don't know is by the time I got that time, I'd been there all day long, and I probably had shrunk that window just that day probably 30 times. And that was just that day. Days leading up to it, I probably did it probably 20 times each of one of those days too. So it was like nonstop repping it out to finally get it down to that time. So it is all repetition and figuring out how to be very aggressive with the film. Like I definitely know I can get my time down, but I just need to sit there for a while and mess with it. Like that is the same bug back window that I competed on when they introduced it. The amount of times I've shrunk that window on that particular piece of glass, because it hasn't been replaced, is probably at least a couple hundred.
Yeah, that
At
being
least.
a qualifier for heat shrink battle was definitely a cheat code for you.
Yeah.
Dude, I did it in today. I was the first person to get a registered time, and after a bunch of people had attempted it, the dude in front of me rolled his film out long ways, like where the film was the wrong direction. And
You shrink it the opposite
I
way?
thought he was gonna like seam it down the middle and shrink it like a Tesla sideways. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I don't know how well that's gonna work. And all of us were like, a crowd kind of formed, and we were like, okay, what's he doing? And turned out he just probably hadn't been tinting for long.
Sorry, shrinking.
He started shrinking it normal right down, and it just crease, and like okay, yank that off. I was like, I thought you were gonna like shrink it sideways. Did you not know that it was like the wrong direction? He's like, yeah, I figured it out. Like,
As soon as I put heat to it, I was like, whoops.
So then I got to go next, and I put up like a 14-minute, which I was pretty proud of. Like, all right. So I was actually the top time for like about an hour today. I went back and checked a couple times. And then all of a sudden there was a 10-minute, and then all of a sudden I saw like a 4 something. And I was like, oh, okay.
I'm out.
And then that was when I decided I'm not doing it again. I thought maybe I could get down to 10. Did the light, when you were doing it again today, when you busted out the 4-minute one, did me holding the flashlight help you see the film better?
It is hard to see the film.
That was the thing that was fucking me up. So like, I went behind him when he was doing it today and took the flashlight on my phone, and it looked like I was recording it, but really I was just trying to put light on the film so you could see where it was shrinking.
To me, it looked like you're really good at impersonation of Marco. Getting all up in there.
Yeah.
Which Marco does a phenomenal job of being there and capturing, and then there's a ghost vanishes.
Dude, he's a ninja, bro. He was all over the place. I'm a dumbass. I should have put on video with the flash on, and I should have actually recorded you doing that because you didn't.
I thought you were.
Nope. I didn't get a second of video. I
thought you were getting it all. I'm like, this would be some good content right here.
Nope. It was just a flashlight because I'm a dumbass.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I missed that one, guys. Sorry. Johnson was recording it, though, so maybe it was the best time of the day today. I'm pretty sure. Maybe they've got it. That'd be cool. How much longer we got till Barstow? Do you even have this going to Barstow or going all the way home?
Going home.
And no, we don't. Can I add it as a stop?
I mean, if you want to.
Okay.
I think that's a good spot to go ahead and wrap this up. But, I mean, last note, it was a fun competition, fun time. I had a great time bringing out all of our crew. The success they had, couldn't have asked for a better outcome. Can't wait for the next one, especially next Tinter Battles, and then technically the next competition is 2 weeks from now. So get a week of semi-normalcy, catching things up, and then right back at it at San Antonio. And I look forward to that. And
yeah,
see how it goes.
This was a blast. It's coming out Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I got it decorative. Never mind. We'll talk about this in private. I was gonna make. Yeah, never mind. Yeah,
we'll make a big reveal later on.
Yeah.
Until next time, guys. Thanks for following along.
All right. Thank you.